Alright, so for this section we're looking at developing a formula, and we can develop formulas in the form of a linear equation to find a solution to a problem. For example, calculating the perimeter of a square. So over here we've got a square, right? Now if we want to solve this problem, we're looking at defining the variables first, alright? So we're trying to find the perimeter. Let's give that the variable p of the square, right? Let's give the perimeter the edges for L, alright? So we can define this. We know that we've got four sides, alright? So to find the perimeter of the square using a linear equation or developing a formula, we can have P equals, well, we've got four sides, 4 times L, alright? And that could be a formula we could use to find the perimeter of any square, right? It's universal, right? So let's say the side of the square is 3 centimetres. We can then sub that in for the L, where we have 4 times 3, and we get 12 centimetres. Alrighty, the next question says, the cost of hiring a car with a deposit and hourly rate. Alright, so this is a very real problem that you're going to come across. So let's define the variables first. So we're looking at the cost. We need to determine the cost. Let's give that C. We're looking at the deposit, D. Right, and hourly rate. So we're looking at the hourly rate. Let's give that H. Right, so we're trying to find the cost. That's what we're looking for. So that goes cost equals. Right, now it's the deposit. All right, so we have a deposit. That's a once-off payment. Right, so D plus an hourly rate. All right, so we're looking at our hourly rate. So that's paid per hour. All right, so we might have 25 times H. Right, which leaves us in the form of D plus 25 times H. Remember, we don't need to put the multiplication symbol in. We can just write the number in the variable. From there, let's complete that formula. We know the once-off payment deposit of $100, 100 plus $25 an hour. Using this, we can find any cost for how long you might hire a car. Let's say you hire it for 10 hours. We can just sub 10 in for the number of hours equals 100 plus 25 times 10. Right, we're going to get 100 plus 250. So it's going to cost $350 to hire a car for 10 hours with a deposit of $100. Okay, let's have a look at this worked example. So the question says, find an equation for the perimeter of the triangle shown. No, it's not asking you to find the perimeter, it's asking you to find an equation for the perimeter. Alright, so first we need to choose a variable to represent our perimeter, what we're trying to find. Let's let that be P. Alright, so we're trying to find our perimeter. P is going to equal the sum of our known sides, 4 plus 7, get 11, plus our unknown x. And there you have it, you found a formula. Alright, so here, let's have a look at another example and develop a formula for this situation. So at a recent show, Chris spent $100 on 8 show bags, costing the same price. Alright, key information. So A, using X as the cost of one show bag, write an equation showing the cost of 8 show bags. Alright, so we're going to let X be the cost of one show bag. Right. Now, we know that he brought 8 of them, right? And 8 times the cost of the show bag was equal to $100. All right. So we've got our linear equation there, 8x equals 100. So 8 show bags, and the total cost was 100, and we're trying to work out here the actual cost of each show bag. So part B says use the equation to find the cost of one show bag. All right, 8x equals 100. So we need to get x on its own. So we are going to provide our inverse operations. All right, so remember that 8x, that means 8 times x. So we're going to do the inverse and divide. Divide by 8, divide by 8. X is going to be 12.5. So that tells us there that each show bag had a total cost of $12.5.